Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another Live in Laois show. I'm delighted to be joined by two wonderful people. We have Tom Proctor. Tom is a member of one of the Midlands LGBT plus groups. Am I right in saying that?
You are, correct.
But you have another string to your bow, Tom. You're co-chairperson of your steering committee.
Correct, I am, with Aisling.
With Aisling. And just to introduce Councillor Aisling Moran.
Hi John, how are you?
Great. And Aisling, you are the co-chair, along with Tom, of the Midlands LGBT plus project.
Yes, correct.
It's a big title.
It's a big chair.
It's a big chair and
it's a big title.
And a big role.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Well, I'd say there's a lot more people do a lot more work in it, I suppose, than I would do, but
yeah, I nearly agree. It takes a village nearly for something like this to, evolve and become what it has become. We started in February 21, only a few months ago, and it was quite small, and then the uptake was just incredible. Everyone wants to get involved. Now, for me as a gay man, that's fantastic to see, because you always wonder, is there support out there for you? And then we all found each other, and we've all worked well together, I would say.
I think so.
But yeah, so
you've gone from the Laois LGBT group.
That's correct.
To now a wider Midlands project. What was the thinking behind that? Was like Laois leading the way and the other counties were lagging, and you wanted to help them as well?
No, I don't think so.
It was more just a demand, really, wasn't it?
It just happened this way that we ended up in Portlaoise, I think.
Yeah, and then we seen people from Cllr awfully start to, ask questions about it. Yeah, and then it just made sense to go larger and bigger, and it's all about awareness and being involved in the community. So who are we to say it's only Laois? So
absolutely. And on your website there, the Midlands LGBT Project.com, we have it up on the big screen there, two wonderful testimonials. Have you read them?
No.
I'm putting
we're going to on the spot there, like
very good. But I mean, forgive the ignorance. What do you do apart from you're basically what is the project?
It's to make people aware. We are a very inclusive society, and gay marriage is accepted here and all the rest. There's still a good bit of homophobia around, and I think and there's also this thing where people don't understand that they've said something. It's a throwaway comment, and they don't realise that throwaway comment to somebody who's struggling with their gender identity or with their sexuality. It can be very traumatizing, can't it? It can be. I know from my own thing. I suppose a comment that was made when I was probably 17 years of age threw me into a closet with the door locked on it for another 17 years. And then I got married and had 3 kids. So that in itself then had another set of difficulties. So I think it's really important that people realise that we are acceptable of gay people, LGBT community, regardless of what they may think. And I think it's great. I think it's important to know that you're accepted.
Absolutely.
It is, isn't it? I think that as a kid, you struggle to not be accepted.
Yeah.
But Ireland's obviously on a journey of acceptance, Tom. I mean, how far have we come since the bad old days? I remember from my childhood to now, and how far do we yet have to travel?
We've come a long way. There's still a lot more to do. As Aisling said, it is down to education. I think the days of people being cruel about it are nearly gone, but the days of people being ignorant and, again, just not educated about it are still very much there. There is comments that are said, and even to myself, when I was younger, someone said I was camp. I would have hated that because I knew it was a term that wasn't meant in a positive way. Whereas now I'm so proud to be queer, camp, or whatever you want to call me, because it is who I am and it's how I got to where I am today. So it's just about putting yourself out there, even for the youth more so, isn't that right? Because straight guys as kids have all the like wrestling, football, and they have people to aspire to, and it's okay to be that way. And then now we're starting to see like new things come into play that can now inspire queer kids, like drag queens or drag kings, or you know.
Yeah, you have your community has more role models.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
speaking of that, we actually interviewed James McInerney. Again, we've had James on now a second time. Wonderful, wonderful interview, and he's a role model. Well, I mean, I'm sure he'd disagree with this. He's living his life. But in a sense, he is a role model. He's visible, and he's successful, and he's very, very content and happy in his skin.
And I think it's about, as well, that's what you're saying about he's happy in his skin.
Yes.
It's to get to that point where you're happy in your skin. And I think with young kids growing up, and I see them with my own children, I see friends of theirs that may be gay or whatever, and some kids that maybe don't know they're gay yet, kind of thing.
Yes.
And it's that they don't have to come out, that it should be acceptable that, oh, here's my new boyfriend or my new girlfriend. Like they should be able to come home and be accepted for whatever way they choose.
Of course, they should be in all circumstances and on all occasions, in all families, but we all know, anecdotally, it doesn't happen with everyone.
No.
Some people are unfortunately rejected by their families. I mean, do you come across the real sad stories?
Yeah, and you know what? This is a point where I'd like to add in that's what the charity is here for. We're here for parents that are not handling it well. We can help them support their kids, and look, as well for the kids, we're here for them as well as a charity to encourage them to be who they are and to feel safe to discuss things they wouldn't otherwise feel safe at home to discuss. So I just wanted to add that in there to that question.
And to teach teachers and businesses
teachers,
to be inclusive, about all things inclusive. It's important because businesses need to be acceptable of everybody as well, schools, and sometimes you don't know and how to react or whatever, and this project will teach people how to behave, or how to accept people, I suppose.
So it's much more than displaying a rainbow flag.
Much more.
Business.
Yeah, a lot more.
A lot more than that.
But how does that make you feel when you go around? I mean, there are a lot of rainbow flags being displayed.
It's brilliant.
In Portlaoise at the moment.
It's fantastic. It's
see.
an absolutely, and the businesses have been so brilliant, that they would put all the rainbow flags in their window. And I think for us to do it, we were looking at doing a pride and everything else, but we wanted to do something for the community, to give back to the community. Like for the last year and a half, we've all been going through COVID. And I think, we didn't want to be kind of asking people for sponsorship or for money or anything like that. We wanted to just show people that this is what we can do, so that there's no, next year we'll look for money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Next year we'll hope that we'll have sponsorship and stuff, but this year it's all about, just making people aware that we're here and, we're all ears, ready to listen.
We're all ears. And of course, if you don't mind me saying so, Aisling, a little bit older than Tom.
Oh, just tad.
Just
little
a
bit.
tad, tiny bit.
48 now.
Are you?
48.
No way.
Thanks very much.
I have to say, you're looking incredible for 48. Wow. Well,
That's the little moisturiser.
But I didn't see that coming. But you have a big launch coming up this weekend.
Yes, it's Saturday.
And it's the emphasis is fun.
Yeah.
And giving back.
As much fun as you can have.
Yeah.
Shoes off and dance around the place. We've bingo, drag bingo for we've from 2:00 until 5:30 is kind of a family event.
Brilliant.
And then from 6:30.
It's 6:30, yeah.
To 11 is we'll have drag shows and music. So
And
plenty of
where is
entertainment.
this all happening?
This is happening down to School of Music.
Brilliant.
And thanks to PJ and Niamh Kavanagh for they're going to host it for us there. So we have tables in pods of 4 and 6. So you can go on to ticketweb.ie.
Correct, yeah.
Click on to Midlands LGBT and you can get it. So they're in pods of 4 and 6. Due to COVID, you can't just arrive. You have to have tickets. So it's in pods of 4 and 6.
It's just wonderful. I mean, did you ever think you'd see the day?
No, to be honest, I didn't. And it's moving quickly as well. Like even in the last, since I suppose the same-sex marriage referendum, it has just kind of took off.
Were you surprised at that result?
No, I remember having a conversation with my brother, and he was saying, I don't know, that I don't think people are ready for that. I don't think it'll pass. I don't think it'll pass. And I said, you'll be very, very surprised. Very surprised. And it was such a unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, as a sitting councillor in Laois County Council, and I put it to any politician sitting in front of me, politicians tend to be much more conservative than their electorate. Or is it, am I wrong about that?
Well, I wouldn't be, I suppose, as
Yeah,
conservative.
I know.
But yeah, I suppose some are. But I think our job as public representatives is to represent the public from all walks of life. I don't care whether you're rich, poor, you know, gay, straight. It makes no difference to me. So, and I will represent people, everybody from any walk of life.
Absolutely. But I mean, is your community, do you think, underrepresented in our political system?
Well, there's 19 councillors and there's one gay, one person from the LGBT community in it. So I think we are kind of underrepresented. Like it would be, I remember looking up before and it was 6% of the population was gay. And then after the marriage referendum, looking it up, and it's 10% of the population is gay. Yes. So people who weren't able to come out before are finding it more comfortable. They're finding that it's a safer space. It's
a safer space. We're on.
And we do need more public representatives to come out and.
We do, and sports people.
And sports people.
And sports people.
And it is happening. It is happening.
It is happening, and I think it needs to happen a lot more. Sport it's like the glue in our society in many senses, and it would be great for that trend to even accelerate. Yeah. But I mean, having been born back in the 1960s, my head is spinning how much this country has changed. Yeah. I can't get my head around it. It's incredible. Oh, it's unreal. Like I lived in Australia for 2.5 years, and I remember going over, and I wasn't gay then, and I went over, and I remember standing in King's Cross, and two guys, and all in the leathers, kind of standing there. Next minute they kissed, and I actually nearly fell out onto the road because I had never, and I was 22, and I had never ever seen anything like that before, because it wasn't happening in Ireland. It wasn't in front of me or anything like that. Yeah. And then when I came home, how Ireland had started to change. That's right. Slowly but surely, and then after the marriage equality, it was just. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I went on that same journey as yourselves. I mean, I went away to Madrid back in 1990, my first time on a plane, first time abroad. And Madrid then had a huge gay scene, and I was, a country boy, wet behind the ears, and I was just flabbergasted. And I thought, these people, this is the way Ireland should be. Yeah. That everyone's accepting, and that that all these communities feel safe and comfortable and happy in their own skin. And now we're ahead of them. Yeah. We're ahead of Australia. We're ahead of well, not ahead of Spain, but we're kind of moving up the ranks as such. We are. I mean, we're very hard on ourselves in this country. I think sometimes we're very quick to criticise ourselves. But on the journey of your community, and then on dare I say, bring in the inoculation vaccination program, we're scoring very highly on that as well. We are good. We're an obedient society. Well, not obedient, but we are. We accept change. Sometimes it's a little hard, and you think, "Geez, they're not going to accept this." But even my parents, my aunts and uncles, how everybody probably never knew a gay person before, and then all of a sudden they accept you. And I think that's what it is that we have to learn, that just because you announce that you're gay or lesbian or trans, it doesn't mean that you're a different person. You're still exactly the same person. Yeah. I think people are afraid that if they come out, people will see them as a completely different person. But once there's acceptance on all sides, it's a wonderful journey. I am convinced, my pet theory on this, and I won't drone on and on and on about this. It's all the Irish that were forced to emigrate back in the 1980s and early 1990s, and came back brimful of all these wonderful wacky ideas, like we can be whatever we want to be, and we want to be accepted for who we are and be in a safe space and welcomed, and we just want to be happy in our lives.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, I wasn't old enough, Ned,
No,
to be emigrating, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think that's as well what happened. A lot of people who were gay emigrated, or you never found the local gay in the village, didn't stay in the village, they moved to Dublin, or they went to London, or they went on to New York.
Yes.
You know, they didn't stay in the village as such.
Yeah.
Whereas,
But there was no life for them, was there? There was no opportunities.
you couldn't, and you couldn't be yourself, and and people would be kind of, oh, he's a bit queer, that lad.
Yeah,
Like that's the way they would have been talking. Whereas now kids don't have to go away to hide anymore. They can come back and be who they want to be.
Which adds to the vibrancy of the local community, local society, but also the local economy.
Yeah, that's it.
Because we're keeping people here.
Yeah.
And the brilliant ideas that people have, like, you know, that all these new businesses that are brought up, and, you know, different classes in sport and whatever that have been brought, been introduced now that weren't there 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, we're on a journey for a lot of different communities. I mean, we just came in from Gary O'Reilly's homecoming, our local Paralympic hero, and the turnout for that, and the Paralympic movement.
Brilliant.
It mirrors the journey that the gay community has been on. Because 30 years ago there was nothing for them.
No.
They were kind of out of mind, out of sight.
Yeah, and it wasn't even covered on the television.
No,
Where was it covered this time?
Yeah.
You know, and look how brilliant they've done, all the medals that they got.
Absolutely. We've
Two, Nicole Turner as well over in Port Arlington.
Nicole as well over in Port Arlington. She had her welcome home parade this evening as well.
Yeah.
Just
fantastic.
Wonderful.
Such an achievement.
Such an achievement to have 2 medals from Laois.
Yeah. So we're a great county.
We are a great county. We're absolutely.
We need to be bringing more people in here. You know, we need to be getting more people into Laois.
Well, absolutely. Well, I mean, our population, especially in Port Laois, is skyrocketing. We're the fastest growing town in the country. We're catching up on the likes of Kilkenny City. We're only about 4,000 or 5,000 behind Kilkenny, and probably will zoom past Kilkenny in the next 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
with more space.
With more space and more amenities.
Yeah.
But again,
with motorways wrapped around us.
We're in a great location, but we need more facilities for especially our young people. If we want to keep them, like if they're going to college, we want to get them back at some stage. Probably in their late 20s, early 30s, they'll realise, oh, I want to go home. I now realise Laois was wonderful. I didn't realise it at the time. And to get that community back.
Yeah. I've actually done that myself. Yeah. Just what you said there.
Go on, Tom, tell us.
I actually left for college for 4 years, and then I was like, I'm never going back to Laois. You know, there's nothing there. And then as I got older, I like moved around, and then I realised, oh God, actually there's a lot there. You know, there's home savers, there's 3 of them. So you know, I can get all my bits. But I just bought a house here, a new build, so it's not done yet.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well done.
But it's just nice. It does feel like coming home in that sense, and especially now with the work that we do here, it just feels like a safer home than it was when I left.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. You know, it's a bit brighter in Port Laois than it was the day I left for college.
Yeah. And what was that, 15 years ago?
When did I go to college?
Probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I didn't do accountancy, as you can see. I think it was only like 6 years ago or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I graduated 6 years ago, so it's not the age of me. But yeah, so it was different. But like even back in 2015 when I finished, the obvious thing was go home. You know, live rent free in your parents' house and get a job and save. And I categorically said no. I was like, absolutely not. And then I don't know how many years passed before I actually started to come back up, and Port Laois is now my like go-to town for shopping. Do you know what I mean? And to get my bits. And then friend-wise, you know, I had old friends and now like new friends. And yeah, it just feels like a really nice place to live, doesn't it?
It is. It's a lovely county.
It
has such beautiful scenery and like so many amenities that we don't even really use that much. I think we should be marketing to the world.
Yeah,
we're a great little county here.
We should absolutely.
And the Midlands itself is beautiful.
Yeah, and great people.
Yeah,
they're a friendly bunch.
My partner actually is from Cork. She said like, Jesus, you're a different breed up there in Laois. Like you're lunatics up there altogether.
Yeah. For friendly lunatics.
Friendly lunatics.
Friendly loonies. But and again, just for our viewers, for the sake of our viewers, Saturday, what time does the launch kick off?
Kicks off at 2:30
Yes.
till 5, so all kiddies and everything are welcome.
Brilliant.
And then from 6:30, it's
Till
adult only time.
Brilliant.
Drop the kids home, come back, and enjoy the evening.
And dance on the
Yeah.
tables.
Yeah.
Pints galore flowing, and music to beat the band. So.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And thanks to PJ and Eve.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they did a great
Absolutely.
job.
That's
And he's started already this week, so it's
wonderful.
yeah.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And again, the website, guys, where they can, where people can buy
Ticketweb.ie.
Yeah.
Just make
Ticketweb.ie.
sure I'm right on that. Yeah, ticketweb.ie.
Brilliant. And we'll put the link up as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
and hopefully
Marvellous.
we get loads of people come down to support us.
Yeah.
I think you will. I'm sure of it. Absolutely
And
sure of
parents who might feel that one of their kids, as young as they are, might have, you know,
Yes.
you can see, because you do see it in people.
Yeah.
Like even my relations would have said to me after I came out, "Oh, Jesus, we would have known about that for years."
it. There you go.
Do you know, like they would have known. I didn't know, but they knew. So people,
Yeah.
you can see it, and sometimes just to bring the kids down without ever saying anything to them, just let them meet
Yeah.
Yeah.
people the same. And I always found, I don't know, did you? I was always drawn, no matter where I went in the world, if there was a gay person in the room, I was nearly drawn to them. Not because I wanted to be with them or anything, but just that I wanted to talk to them and, you know, nearly be near them before I ever realised I was gay. Do you know, I was.
Yeah.
It was just, you were always kind of drawn to those.
But on that, I mean, just sidetracking here a little bit. You know this term gay radar. Are you
Gaydar.
Gaydar.
gaydar?
Yeah.
Are you, is that a thing or is that?
Yeah, I think
a gay,
it's definitely
it is.
We do.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I think it's more than the characteristics though, isn't it? You can
Yeah.
kind of go, I would have done that. So, you know,
Yeah.
they're probably, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Although there's a few people I've went, so you know, they could be in our gang, and sure enough, they would be in our gang. Yeah, you know, you can spot it sometimes in person,
Okay.
and in kids even, you'd see kids coming up and you'd go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'd say it. From a very young age,
Really?
and you'd know.
Yeah.
And it's great now that they can actually, it's so comfortable for them to come out.
So
and
it
be
is a thing?
themselves. Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
It's a superpower.
You're okay though; it's not ringing now.
It's going off for someone in the room.
Absolutely. Well, Tom and Aisling, it was marvellous to chat to you this evening.
And thank
Thanks
you
for
very
coming
much
in.
for having us.
Yeah, thank you. for having us.
Absolutely. Well, we want everyone in. We want everyone in, and not only our program, and it's available. This space is available to rent, obviously. Thanks to Eamon behind us for wave Eamon. Thanks for having us in here, and to our wonderful producers, to Matt Kerry and to Nathan Hayes. We're very lucky to have two top-class producers, and to our wonderful viewers. I hope you enjoyed our chat this evening. And stay safe. And if you're around on Saturday, head down to Lee School of Music for a great day's crack and fun, and maybe a pint or two.
Yeah. And there'll be food trucks and a few little games.
Yeah.
Will there
Stuff
be
for the
any
kids.
Mexican food?
I'm
Come down and
sure.
find out.
You'd never know. You'd never know.
Brilliant, brilliant. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
tonight.
John.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
us.
And we'll see you at the weekend.
We'll see you at the
See
weekend
you
for a pint.
Saturday. Yeah,
For a pint.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Thanks, lads.
Thank you.